conventional Hollywood cliches and recurring lackluster sequels, one critic has seen it all, who can provide you with all the movie news, opinions, and reviews that could very well save humanity as we know it. This is Libby's Movie Hunt. And now, your host, Libby Hunt.
Hi there, welcome to Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm your host, Libby Hunt, along with my producer and co-host, Kevin E.
Hey, Libby, how are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. We are in just a temporary location this week. We're back to our old digs next week with our wonderful graphics.
We're always in some kind of a transition around here.
That's just the life of television and radio.
That is.
It's fluid.
It is, very. Always jumping around.
We're staying fluid, but we'll be back with our fun graphics next week. But thanks for tuning in, and we have some movies to talk with y'all about. We have 4, actually, to talk about this week.
Yes, we do.
2 good and 2 not too good. So we'll get to those. So right off the bat, let's talk about Same Kind of Different as Me.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the book?
I'm really not. I'm not familiar with this project at all.
I'm not sure how long ago it was written, maybe 10 years ago, but it's a Fort Worth or Dallas guy, Ronnie Ray Hall, who was an art dealer. And he had this successful art business dealing art in Dallas and in Fort Worth. And he was married to this woman named Debbie, and there was an indiscretion. He had an affair on her, and they were both Christians, but their life was really kind of transformed by their faith. And she took him back, and she said, but one of the deals is I want you to go down in Fort Worth and work at this homeless shelter with me.
Right.
And they started working there, and she had this vision about this black homeless man in her dreams that they should help him. And he walked in the homeless shelter one day. His name was Denver Moore in real life. And she said, I feel like we should help them. And then their journey, this amazing story happened that transformed their lives and his lives and many other lives, homeless people. And it's just amazing.
We do have a clip if you want to roll that.
I probably said too much about it, but now you kind of know, and you can, let's roll.
A good one, or was it about me?
It was about a poor wise man who changes the city. And I saw his face.
Man, am I glad you guys showed up.
Debbie, I got a sales call at 6:30. I got to drop off contracts north of town.
No, you don't.
Is there any infectious diseases floating around this place I should know about?
Martin told me about your friend. If you don't tell Debbie, I will.
We've been married 19 years. We don't share the same life. We don't share anything.
You can leave. You choose.
Hey! We have to talk to him. That's a man from my dream.
What's your name?
You don't need to know my name.
Well, I'd like to know your name.
Tell your woman to stop bothering me.
You'd be doing me a big favor to just be nicer.
You want to be my friend?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm gonna have to think about that.
Where you from?
After Mama died, the man put me up in a little shack. He didn't tell me that I could earn some money and maybe even some respect.
You're befriending some homeless man.
You lost your mind. They're looking for handouts instead of using their hands for work.
Can't figure out why he'd want to know me. Done some bad things.
You're not a bad man. And I'm glad we're friends. Very sexy what you did today.
Hanging out with a homeless guy.
How was it?
Actually, it was kind of amazing.
Some things you need to know about Miss Debbie. She's the only person to love you enough not to give up.
I love you, Ronnie Ray.
Whether we's rich or poor, we's all homeless. Just working our way back home.
Denver changed everything.
Our lives together would never be this beautiful.
I, along with most of the other members, have a problem with you bringing your friend around.
You can tell him that yourself. He's standing right there.
All right.
Okay. Oh, does that look good to you?
It's funny. It's appealing almost only because I haven't seen Greg Kinnear, I'm a big fan of, and Renee Zellweger in a movie in a really long time.
A really long time, I know.
And they just seem like, I haven't seen the movie, but they would have a good on-screen chemistry.
They do. Well, he was recently in another faith-based film, the one where the girl fell from the tree, the miracle. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember
Miracles
the
from
name.
Heaven, I think it was called. It was just
That sounds about right.
But so it stars Greg Kinnear, Renee Zellweger, Jamon Hanju is what we believe.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
I think he was in Blood Diamond.
Yeah, I believe he was too.
And Jon Voight, Academy Award winning Jon Voight. And actually, Greg Kinnear was nominated for an Academy Award. And Renee may have even been.
I think she was.
Great cast.
Definitely.
But so it was based on this just international best-selling, this book was so important to so many people in the Dallas area, so across the country, across the world. Everybody wanted, Hollywood didn't want to get this movie made. Ron, because I know Ron personally, I've met him several times and heard him talk, and he said it just, it took years to get this made the way he wanted it made, because they don't like making faith-based film.
Right.
But it doesn't have a lot of the, overly faith in it, and I have to say a lot of the faith-based films have cringe-worthy moments. This had none. So,
I would say they almost always have cringe-worthy moments.
This had none.
Really?
It really didn't. It has 88% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is fantastic.
I mean, that's actually really high for a faith-based film.
Faith-based film. The director is Michael Carney, who I don't know. I couldn't find anything he's ever done. I'm sure he's done some good stuff. But Paramount released it, so I'm glad they did release a faith-based film. It's true to the book. I think everybody was cast well. I don't want to spoil it, but at the end, Denver ends up moving in with Ron, and they don't really show that. That kind of disappointed me. But,
that is kind of a bummer.
But they talk about it. They do like an overview at the end. But overall, it was good. I would say highly popcorn worthy.
Good.
Especially if you were a fan of the book. I think you won't be disappointed.
Sorry, I don't have your popcorn worthy graphics.
That's okay.
This week.
Next time we'll show our precious little
always in a
graphics
transition
that say popcorn worthy, half popped, or packed full of kernels. And this is definitely popcorn worthy.
Excellent.
Okay, so on to our next film, The Foreigner, with Jackie Chan, 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm a little surprised at that.
I am too.
I would expect it to be higher.
Yes. So since you saw that too, should we roll a clip for us, or do you want to tell them a little bit about it first?
Oh, I'll just do a quick little background on it.
Yes.
I mean, it's as far as the base kind of plot to it, it's nothing really groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen this kind of thing before with Taken, and other films like that, but it's a little more serious.
So it's serious.
Basically, Jackie Chan is a father whose daughter is killed in a bombing, and he's seeking revenge, but finding it very difficult because of the people in politics and whatnot, and takes matters into his own hands. And without saying too much about it, we can go ahead and roll a clip of that if you want.
Let's do it.
All right.
Bye, Dad.
An explosion rocks the city today.
£20,000 for the names of the bombers. That's not how we do things here.
Hello? Mr. Hennessy, he's here.
That's 5 days in a row now. What does he want?
His daughter was killed in the bombing.
Mr. Hennessy, please find out the names of the bombers.
I work for the government, not terrorists.
You used to work for them.
I don't know who the bombers are.
I don't believe you. You would tell me the
They kill me on Tuesday.
He's trained.
Bury me on Wednesday.
Maybe special forces.
Mourn for me Thursday. Stop! She's workable! And you gotta let me go.
He just wants you to know he can get to you.
What is going on?
He thinks I know who blew up his daughter.
Do you?
Then you gotta let me go.
Somebody say a prayer for me.
If they kill me on Friday,
Of half the city looking for him.
bury me on Sunday. Mourn for me Monday. Then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go. He's an old man running circles around the lot of us. He's ahead of us every step of the way.
Open it up.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Yes, I do. Do you?
There's something
Okay.
I completely forgot to mention before we
Yes.
rolled that clip. Forgot that he is a retired operative. I completely meant to throw that in. But
Wait, I didn't even notice that. Oh, we do find that out in it.
Yes.
Because Pierce Brosnan is the other star. He plays the
he's
the IRA.
he was a former IRA guy. Now he's a politician.
Exactly.
And because originally Jackie Chan's character goes to the police chief and tries to bribe him, basically tell him the names. But he says, it doesn't work like that way. And so he knows that Pierce Brosnan was in the IRA, so he kind of goes up the ladder to him.
You know, that whole IRA, in Ireland, the Catholics and the Protestants fighting, I never quite got all that and how violent it got and how crazy.
It's crazy.
But I thought this was interesting that the terrorist was an IRA instead of your typical terrorist that the ISIS.
Right.
I mean, they did a different, which made it kind of interesting. It wasn't your typical terrorist person.
And they fictionalized it a little bit because the group that
totally.
actually, was responsible for the bombing is called like the Authentic IRA, I think the name was. I don't know if that's a real thing.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
But it's, I thought, would Pierce Brosnan really have a position in government after he'd been in a past IRA guy?
That's something that was really bothering me. I'm like, how does he have this checkered past that people know about and somehow he's in a position of power? Seems ridiculous.
Exactly. He was trying to get them to all like each other, but he kind of plays a bad guy character in it. Pierce Brosnan. I mean,
when he digs deeper, it turns out he does know things about the bombing.
But he's really from Ireland, so he got to finally use his Irish accent.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's Irish. I always thought. I think a lot of people think he's
British.
British. No, he's Irish. He and Sean Connery were both James Bonds.
Yep.
And they're Irish.
And neither one is British. That's crazy.
Okay, and this is another interesting tidbit. Martin Campbell, the director, did the last Casino Royale.
Yes.
Which I thought was...
Casino Royale, I would say, is one of the definitive action films of my upbringing. I mean, it revived the Bond franchise.
I loved it.
And the action in it's great. And if you like the action that you saw in that
You'll
and
like
kind of the
this.
drama and the seriousness of it, it's definitely present in this movie.
But Jackie Chan, to me, I wasn't going to go see this because he does goofy action movies that I'm not really a fan of.
Your Shanghai Noon and your Rush Hours.
I like action movies that are gory, like breakneck action thrillers.
John Wick style.
Yes. And this is really a cool movie, and Jackie Chan has a dramatic role that he's a good actor. He cries in it.
I had no idea he could really act, honestly.
And he still did some of his stunts. He's got to be close to 70 or 60
I
something.
would say he's probably about 60, yeah.
Rolling around and jumping off things. He doesn't do all that crazy stuff like he used to.
It's not as crazy, no.
Yeah. But what are you giving it?
A popcorn worthy is almost an understatement. I'm just going to go highly popcorn worthy, but there's no way I can place it in the Oscar category.
No, I'm saying highly popcorn worthy.
Yes, this is one of the most fun movies out there right now to go see.
It is. Really, y'all, listen to us. It's really, I need my dad to see it. I don't know if he's seen it yet.
Oh, that's right up his alley.
He'd love it. So 2 good movies there, we had to say. So that is good news. And it is still breaking all kind of records.
I can't believe it. It's still number 4 in the box office from last weekend.
Because I loved it. Really, y'all go see that. It's not as scary as you think, and it's just a freaking good movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Entertaining, humorous. It has all the good elements.
It's really good. Okay, gonna go to 2 movies that I didn't like too much, but still listen in. Don't not listen.
Oh, we already knocked out the good ones. Yeah.
I know. Which one should I start with? Mark Felt, the man who brought down the White House, and I don't know if y'all remember the Watergate story. It is a very complicated story, and basically Mark Felt character, this didn't come out till very recently, the past 10 years ago, I think, or so. He was Deep Throat, and he worked for the FBI, the guy who was feeding all the information to...
I didn't know that his identity was ever actually revealed.
Yes, not too long ago, and this is him, Mark Felt. So this could be a really good story. Liam Neeson plays Mark Felt, and...
Who's great.
Who's so fantastic. I adore him. So I thought this is going to be a great movie. I'm kind of tired of the Watergate story. It's like, come on.
It's been done to death.
It's been done to death. And there's been other things that are more interesting to me. I don't know.
You're right. It's not that
It's not
cool
that interesting.
of a scandal.
They
really.
broke it's just not that interesting. Diane Lane plays his wife. Tony Goldwyn plays one of the other FBI guys. It's directed by Peter Landersman, who did Concussion and Kill the Messenger, which I don't really... Oh, Concussion with
Will Smith? Yeah.
This director's pretty good, but let's roll a clip.
Oh, sorry, I totally
I
fell asleep at the switch here.
So we
yes, we do. We'll roll it right now.
And it's kind of complicated, the movie.
There's a nickname for you at the paper. Deep Throat.
Trailer didn't play right. I'm always having problems with these trailers. Try that again.
Whenever the FBI hears a piece of gossip or information such as, I saw so-and-so out with another woman, not his wife, we're supposed to write everything down in memos. All your secrets are safe with us.
How long have you been in the FBI?
30 years.
That's a lot of information.
I give you the guardian of the American dream.
Mark Phelps. Fidelity, integrity, bravery. Ladies and gentlemen, the G-Man's G-Man.
What is it?
You better get down here.
5 men were caught early this morning in the Washington headquarters of the Democratic National Committee.
Here's what we know. The men who broke into the Watergate are not the end of this thing, but the beginning.
No more interviews with White House people without permission.
What? We put the investigation to bed in 2 days.
The director of the FBI ordered the FBI to stop its own investigation.
The nation tonight is in the midst of what may be the most critical constitutional crisis in its history.
The White House has no authority over the FBI.
We can
At all.
know this truth. It must be terrifying to you.
No one can stop the driving force of an FBI investigation. Not even the FBI.
What you're doing will bring down the whole house of cards.
Washington Post.
This comes from classified FBI files. The White House has it, and now you have it.
FBI agents have established Watergate incident as political sabotage.
There's a spy in the FBI.
The White House is gonna sanitize the entire town.
How high? How high does this go?
What about the president?
Is the president lying?
They're all lying.
There's a nickname for you at the paper. Deep Throat.
Okay, so looking at that trailer, it looks good to you, doesn't it?
It looks really good.
Yes. It's not. It's
and it has Michael C. Hall in it, who I haven't seen in anything in forever since Dexter, and great
I
cast.
forgot he was in it. Oh
Has
my gosh.
Bruce Greenwood's in there.
Well, and a lot of actors that they have small parts. It's just strange. They got a great cast. It's just, I don't know. The story doesn't come together. It's kind of complicated. It's kind of like, who cares? I can't explain it. It could have been really good.
It seems long.
It was a little long. I was just like, I was actually sitting on the back row by myself in the theater. Don't be ashamed to go to the movie by yourself.
I love doing that.
Do it all the time. And I had my phone out. I kept getting my phone just looking at texts and Facebook and stuff. And I'm like, that's never a good sign when you pull your phone out in a movie.
And you're checking the time.
Now, I wouldn't have done that, but I was in like the back row because I like to sit in the back and look down and make sure no psychos are coming in or anything.
Me too. I always go to the very top.
Yeah, I do too. But you know what? I'm going to have to say, I'm not going to say Bag Full of Kernels. I don't think, just because of such great actors. I think I'm going to give it half popped.
Half popped?
Warmly.
Barely
half popped. So there's my review on that.
All right.
So not too good. How are we doing on time?
Oh, I haven't checked in a while. Oh, we're good.
Okay, last movie is The Snowman. We both saw it.
Yes.
And 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Directed by Thomas Alfredson,
I don't know.
who did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Which was a good movie, but as you said about that film, it was long, dry, and I felt that way about The Snowman.
Yeah, I mean, I felt when I saw Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy as one of those. I'm like, that was a really good movie. I'm glad I watched it. Probably never going to watch it again.
Never. It's come on TV, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch that again. But it was good. This one, I was so pumped because it's just, a serial killer movie, which I find interesting. I don't know why. Has Michael Fassbender in it, who literally, he's one of the best actors on the planet.
I love Michael Fassbender.
I've never not liked him in anything. In fact, I like him in this. I like him in anything. Now, where it took place in Were they in Iceland?
Oh God, I don't even know.
It was some.
It's right at the beginning of winter.
Prague. The Olympics are about to be there. Well, it's in some foreign place, and this was another interesting thing. They all have accents, but they all speak English. It was like it was almost a foreign film, but not with subtitles.
Right.
Yeah, we need to look up. It wasn't Prague.
Yeah, where is it?
Iceland. It doesn't matter.
It was filmed in Norway.
No, Norway, up in that region. But it has Rebecca Ferguson, Charlotte Gainsbourg, J.K. Simmons, Chloe Sevigny.
Sure.
Who's been in she's like the independent film queen.
That's true. Very true.
And she has a very small role in it. But
Very small.
Iceland, was it in Iceland? We don't know.
We'll
figure it out.
That's how forgettable this movie is. I'm sorry.
That's sad. I know it is, and it doesn't even matter. It's
right. Anywhere snowy would have worked.
Okay, if we roll a clip, let's see what the viewers think of the clip, because I think the clip looked pretty good.
All right, let's take a look.
Vanished last night. We just found the body.
Prince.
And the head is missing. He calls himself the Snowman Killer. He's completely insane.
I'm thinking that he's going after women that he disapproves of.
The only thing we know for sure is that he's playing games with us.
We need a way to lure him out.
Be careful. We don't know what we're dealing with. He's been watching us the whole time. Building snowmen, cutting things up into little pieces. He's taunting us. If we don't find him, this is never going to stop.
Another missing woman.
There's something we're not seeing.
What matters most is that we celebrate the way this has brought us together.
Anyone can see that he's trying to hide something.
You can't force the pieces to fit.
You could have saved them.
No?
Gave me all the clues.
Even the trailer seemed long.
Yeah, that's true. I think I checked my phone a few times during the trailer.
I know. Yeah, exactly. It's basically, you see what it's about. It's this serial killer is reemerging, and Michael Fassbender has to figure all that out. And it's just not good.
I think basically each snowfall, he kills another victim.
Exactly.
And then leaves the calling card. Yeah, you find out why.
And it's just... And it's very gruesome too.
It is very gruesome.
It's too much.
It has that gruesome vibe to it, almost like you remember Red Dragon?
Yes.
With Edward Norton and
Ralph Fiennes.
And Ray Fiennes. And yeah, it was kind of like that. Really, just grisly, gruesome, and it never pays off.
No,
like that movie, it actually does.
It doesn't pay off. It really is. I really am going to have to say that I give it a bag full of kernels.
Yeah, me too.
I think I do. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
There was nothing about it that was good except watching Michael Fassbender act.
I mean, yeah, he was great, and I liked seeing J.K. Simmons with an accent. Was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yes.
But this is a movie I was contemplating walking out of just because it was so long, and I'm like, it's not that it's that terribly made, or it's just that I'm bored.
It's who cares?
I don't care.
Sometimes, you really want to find out who the murderer is, or who. It's just like you just didn't care, and that's sad because I don't know. It just wasn't good.
For lack of a better term, it's usually snowballing into something big, and then there's a big payoff at the end.
No
Nothing
pun
happens.
intended.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Well, so no, don't go see it, y'all.
Yep.
I think what we should do at the end of each show, too, is recap. So we're saying don't go see Snowman. Really don't go see Mark Fleet. Definitely go see Same Kind of Different Me, and definitely go see The Foreigner.
Yes.
I think we probably should do that then. Because
That's a
sometimes
good
I
idea.
notice the viewers kind of come and go on my show.
That's true.
Which is fine. We're just glad to have you tuning in. But I think we should tell about a couple of Netflix things. You may have something you want to talk about, but I think we've talked about this. I want to recommend Ozark.
Oh, yes.
With Jason Bateman. Love it. Have you seen it?
I've seen the first episode.
Loved it. Okay, stay with it.
I'm going to stay with it.
It's good. And I also am loving Mindhunter about this young FBI guy is writing, and I wonder if this is based on a true story. He's going around the country and writing a book about serial killers, and at that time they're calling them sequence killers.
Oh,
it was in the early 70s, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's called.
I would actually. I
and
think
he goes
I'd like
actually around and interviews, the actors that are playing these real serial killers. Mindhunter. It just came on Netflix. It's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you have any that you're loving right now?
Well, what I'm most excited about is now we're only, let's see, about 10 days away from Stranger Things Season 2.
Yes. Well, does it start on Halloween?
Or no, wait, maybe it's the 27th, actually.
I think it's right before, yeah.
It might be right before, but either way, it's coming up close, and that's what I'm most excited about.
Don't you? I almost feel like I need to go back and watch last season.
That's something that's really weird is almost every show that I really like, I'll go back and watch it several times. I've tried to go back and watch Stranger Things Season 1 again.
And you didn't like it
I always just quit after like the 4th episode. I don't know why. I mean, I was like so captivated by it the first time I watched it. I mean, I binge watched the whole thing.
I know.
But for some reason, revisiting it just wasn't quite the same.
How many was it in a season? 8 or something?
8 or 10, something like that, I think.
And Ridgedale, you told me everybody's saying to go watch about Betty and Veronica and Archie.
Yes, and I mean,
don't like it?
I haven't really given it a shot yet.
Okay, because I think
my girlfriend loves it.
Okay, because I was a huge Betty and Veronica fan. Not so much Archie and Jughead and all that. I liked, of course, but I mean,
and it's on the CW, which I don't think is that they don't produce that great of shows, just in my personal opinion. But it has a really good score on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, people are liking it.
I'm gonna watch it. But well, I guess are we about out of time?
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, thank y'all for tuning in. See us back next week at our old digs, our old graphics. I'd say. What should we say?
Studio setup. We'll go with that.
Back to our good old. But this is good temporary place. But as always, thanks for tuning in. And now go enjoy the movies.